Hi guys, today we are taking a walk around the garden. We want to see what's really happening over here. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Today we want to see the progress of all the things that we have been planting, what's really happening. So join me. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, so that you keep seeing more of our content. And we are joined by our little princess over here as we walk around the garden. Let's get into it. These are cowpeas or munyemba. We just planted a small patch mainly for the green vegetables. We like to eat them when they are green, or sometimes we can dry them and we make mufushwa. We call this munyemba in Shona. And we can also eat the cowpeas. I took a video of me planting them. You can tell me if you want to see it in the comments. And there's also there are also some tomatoes here. I didn't really think they would thrive. We just threw them in there when we were planting, and they're actually doing well. So we are going to see if it really works. And there's this little one. It's really struggling under there. I think it needs some light, but very soon as they grow tall, they will start receiving a lot of light. So we have some tomatoes in the cowpeas. And now we move on to here. There's some garlic. Then we have some garlic. We planted it in old tires. We actually made a video on this channel of us planting the garlic. You can watch the video. Fresh garlic, it smells so good. And as you can see, we planted some okra inside. I think it's coming out nicely. Some okra inside the garlic. We really hope it works. And we have this tomato. It's actually doing so well. We just tried planting at least a tomato in almost everything because we want to see how they perform if they are planted with other things. So this is the garlic. It's doing quite well. Now we move on to this. In this one, we had planted some onions, but they did not do really well, as you can see. They dried up. So next time I think we are going to try and plant them maybe directly on the ground. I don't know where we went wrong. So we are going to try to plant them again. Then we have just a tomato. Like I said, we are putting a tomato in almost every plant. This is mustard greens, sunga. Just a few. We had planted quite a number in here, but they didn't do really well. So we're going to try again. Our first time really being successful with butternuts. We've been trying for a long time. We bought some seeds. We kept trying. They were not really working. So here we actually used a butternut that we had eaten and planted it. And it actually came out so well. We have a video again on this channel where we were planting butternuts. You can also watch the video, and I'm going to do a compilation of all the planting, the progress, as well as the harvest. So stay tuned. Just subscribe so you can follow the progress. And these are tomatoes. You know, like we said, we are just planting a tomato in almost everything. And these are just green vegetables. We just threw them, maybe one or two inside. We call it kovo, yeah, or kale. Then we move on to carrot. And here are some carrots. We actually had to redo them over and over again because I think there are some sorts of pests that are attacking them. So we had to replant them several times. I think we have actually been very successful. So we are waiting on them to grow. And now we planted them with some garlic, hoping that it would help with the pests. And I think it's actually really working. We used to have a nursery over here, so we just left one tomato here, and it's actually doing okay, one tomato plant. Now we have cucumbers over here. They are actually doing fine. We just planted a few plants, and we are really hoping that we yield quite a lot. Since we are just a small family, we just planted a few, but I'm actually seeing that we actually planted a lot. And these are also, they're just the same age with these ones. I don't know what's really happening over here. These ones are very small. They're not really thriving, but they are picking up the pace very soon. So these are our cucumbers. We really had an issue with them about they were trying to the vines were now coming over here, so we tied them to the fence just using strings like this, and they're actually following the strings, but some of them are actually being stubborn, like this one. We tried a string over here, we wanted it to come this way, and it chose to go that way. Anyway, it's nature, you know, there's only so much you can do. Okay, these are some of the cucumbers. I'm taking the video outside the garden. I just wanted to show you that they're actually coming in. Look, we have this small one which is already starting. So I think we are going to win this time. We are going to get a lot of cucumbers. You can see over here we have a lot of flowers, so they're actually doing so well. And these are the ones I was talking about, the ones that I said they're not really thriving. I don't know why, but they're just the same batch with these ones that are doing so well. So just let us know in the comments if there's anything we have to improve or anything we have to learn. Okay, this is an apple tree. We planted it in a container. As you can see, this place is very dry and arid, so we thought that maybe planting them in buckets would help them receive a lot of water. These are watermelon. We planted them in a small container because we are planning on transplanting them and putting them somewhere else, and they're actually doing fine. As you can see, they are ready for transfer to their permanent home, and we're just thinking maybe we can just take it and maybe just cut it down there and put it straight in the ground, because we kind of forgot to do it earlier. So I think we just need to put it like this so we don't really disturb them. And we also have a video on this channel of us planting these watermelons straight from the melon. These are seeds from the melon, they are not store-bought. And this is the small nursery. It's actually we actually got a lot of tomatoes for the next batch, but the onions are really struggling. They're coming out just a bit, but not as much as we wanted them, you know, to do. We planted some other things over here. I really can't remember, but they're not really coming out okay. But anyway, let's just give it time. Maybe it's going to give us something, but If we see after a week that things are not really coming out okay, we just plant some more. You know, with gardening, you don't have to stop planting. You are always planting the next thing so that you never run out of food. Here we have eggplant. We also planted it in a old tire. This is actually our first time planting eggplant. We don't really have much knowledge about them. We just got one from someone's garden and we took out the seeds. So we are experimenting to see how they come out. We are planning on transplanting them and we are not really sure about the age which we should transplant them. Is this now okay, or maybe we should wait a bit? Just let us know in the comments, but still we are going to try and see if it works. When we planted them, we didn't know they would come out like this. We could have actually used less seeds, but anyway, we are stuck with them. So we're just going to make them survive and keep taking care of them, but we think they are fine. Then now we move on to pepper. If you watch on this video, we also made a video of us planting those eggplants, and here we also did a video of us planting this pepper. It was just a red bell pepper. As you could see, we just used this container, and this is just lettuce. We just threw in a bit because it wasn't really that much congested before it came out, before the pepper came out, but definitely the pepper will grow taller and the lettuce will just stay at the bottom. So for the pepper, it's a bit pegged, so I think we are going to have to maybe remove a bit and plant it somewhere else. But for our small family, this is actually a lot. We actually overdid it with the pepper, but we are really happy. Just let us know if there are any tricks, any tips we should know about planting pepper, but we are actually happy with it. We planted some pepper before. I think it was a year ago, 2 years ago. We planted a lot of pepper, and that's when we realized that one plant like this actually might be enough for our small family of 4. But anyway, you know, with gardening, you end up just overdoing it. Okra. We planted it with some garlic, just right around it, you know, just for the pests. So I think it's really working, because this time we were just experimenting with garlic in some of the crops that we know that are very vulnerable to pests, and so far it's actually doing okay. It's not being attacked by anything. We are actually happy with the progress. Very soon we'll be getting, you know, some bulbs. As you can see, these are flowers that are starting to form. Very soon we'll be getting some okra and garlic as well. So it's a win-win. So this was the lettuce nursery. This is where we took some out of. So these are the few that are left. We're going to find a place to plant them. And here, there's also, we're just planting in buckets, you know, just containers that we have used before that are broken. And this is cabbage, drumhead. We're just waiting, maybe in a week or maybe 2 weeks we're going to plant it, transplant it to a permanent place. And this is spinach. It's actually doing okay. So we are going to plant it somewhere else, maybe after 2 weeks, when it's actually nice and strong. And here we planted cherry tomatoes. We didn't know that they would come out like this. It was our first time planting them. They are actually a lot. I wish I could share some with you guys. We have a lot, and we are going to have to give some people as well. We're just going to use a few, but they are actually coming out very nice. The cherry tomatoes. So we are going to do some videos of us planting these cherry tomatoes, this cabbage, the spinach, and the lettuce as well. And here we have some mint. It's actually just starting. We planted it in it's just a small dish, and I think we're going to have a lot of mint over here. If you have any tips about mint, just let us know. We're actually happy. We managed to, it was only one plant, so I think we managed to really try and make it survive. We have sweet potatoes over here. They're stretching towards there, and now we have some beans here. I think the beans are starting to I think we have some beans already now. These are the flowers. Yes, over here. So this is one of the areas that have beans. I'm going to show you the other area. Yes, you can see. They're doing so well. So we have beans here and some sweet potatoes over there, as you can see. So I think we're going to have quite a big harvest. And this is lettuce. We transplanted some of it in here. It's actually doing fine. Okay, these are green vegetables. We call them kale or kovo. We actually did some videos of me planting them. I think we planted them 10 days ago, and they're actually doing fine. This was planted in some big tires, as you can see. Look. And this one again, it's in a dish. We also planted them 10 days ago. You can check out the video on our channel. We just planted them from some stems that are cut from existing plants, just like this, for example. This one. All right, you take this small plant, the small stem, then you plant it. Okay. And here we have some tomato plants. We planted the first batch in here. It didn't do quite well, so we planted another batch again. We'll see how it goes, but I think it's doing fine. It was raining a lot, and I think the water was a bit too much for them, but these ones are doing fine. We just threw in some kale. It's one of the things we usually eat daily in Zimbabwe, so we just throw it everywhere, so we never run out. And here we have it's sort of a mixture. Initially this was meant for ginger, so we realized that we can put something in there while waiting for the ginger to come out, and we actually do have some ginger coming out. Let me show you over here. Look. And we have another one over here. We made a video of us planting this ginger. You can watch it again on the channel. And this is some lettuce. It's doing fine, and we threw in some tomatoes. You know, those are some of the things we need daily. Some kale. I think something is actually attacking them, so maybe we might have to throw in some garlic inside there. And these are just small tomatoes we threw in there, you know, just for the future. And here we tried planting again some onions. We planted a lot of onions in here, but I think they are actually struggling. These few ones are the ones that survived, because initially this was meant for onions only. Then we started adding some things when we saw that they were not really doing so well. And these are mustard greens. Tsunga, we call it tsunga here in Zimbabwe. They're doing fine, and the usual tomato thrown in almost everything, and the kale, you know, the kovo. Because definitely we always need tomatoes and we always need kale, so we try to make sure that we throw 1 or 2 in almost everything. Okay, now these are sweet potatoes. As you can see over here, we have quite a number of varieties. You don't really know the names, so maybe, but we can just see that the leaves are a bit different, you know, different shapes and sizes. So if anyone knows the names, please let us know in the comments. You actually have a lot of types. There's a different one all over here. We have, I think, our first video on this channel. This is where we planted these sweet potatoes, and they are really doing so well. Because this place is very hot, we planted them in a shady area, so I think it's really working for them. We've tried planting sweet potatoes several times and we have not been really successful, but this time we're expecting a very good harvest. So follow, subscribe, so that we can track this growth together and we can see how much we get from our sweet potato patch. And the vines are growing very long, as you can see over here. Because these, we planted them from the vines. We actually just asked people for some vines and we got them from a few friends, and now we have a lot. So we are going to try to preserve them even in the dry season, so that we keep having some seeds for the next season. Now we move over to here. If you watch our videos, I think you have seen us at this corner several times trying to plant a few things. This is where we do most of our experiments to see maybe if it really works. We have some success and some failures, but we are doing fine. These are sweet potatoes. Sorry, these are just potatoes actually. We also did some videos of us planting these potatoes and they're actually doing so well. But I think what we have to improve is next time we really have to plant them in a sunny area. Because as you can see, they are growing like this. They are looking for the sun. So for our next batch, we are going to put it in the sun directly. And in those, we also planted some potatoes again, and in this one again. In this, I think we planted kiwis. I think we might have to label these things. We planted kiwis in there. And this might actually be an apple coming out. We also did some videos of us planting them from store-bought fruits. And these we are still waiting on this to germinate. These are some watermelons. They are actually struggling. Here we planted tomatoes. As you can see, they are cracking. I think we are going to have some fruit. This is just next. This is bougainvillea. And in this, we planted some strawberries. We are still waiting on them. And we planted strawberries here again. This, I think we planted apples and pears. we are still waiting again for them. Okay, these are ground nuts. We just tried to see if they would do well, but I think there's too much shade over here. But anyway, let's see how they will come out. We're just trying to see if we can manage. You know, usually people usually just plant them during the rainy season, so we actually planted them after the rainy season. So we're going to see how it happens, but I'm not sure this will be a fair experiment since we planted them in the shade. We should have just given them the optimum conditions so that they will fully succeed. But anyway, if we see that we get a few from this, definitely next time we're going to plant them on in a sunny area. Okay, these are beans. These are some of the beans that I said I was going to show you, the ones I planted them outside the garden. They're quite a lot. And they are doing well. You can see. I think this year we're actually going to have a very good bean harvest. Going to have a very good bean harvest over here. But I can see that the ones that are outside are not really doing as well as the ones that are in the garden, because the ones that are in the garden are getting watered regularly. And I also put some groundnuts over here in the beans. I'm just trying to feed this patch with some nitrogen. That's why I planted some legumes, because I want this area to, you know, to get some nitrogen and we can use it for other things. So I was just preparing it by planting some beans and some groundnuts. And they actually did quite well for something that we just planted and left and never really maintained. I think this is a good yield. And I just want you to compare them, the ones that are out here, you can see them, with the ones that are in the garden. You can actually see a very big difference. And these are also sweet potatoes again. And here there are some beans that I just planted, just a few. They are just coming out. Here again, in another tire, we planted some shallots, some spring onions. As you can see, just a few, but there will actually be a lot. And these are chives. They smell so good. We just planted them. They're actually starting to come out very well. We just planted a few, but we know that that will be a lot for us. And the usual cover everywhere, we have it, and the tomato. So very soon this will be filled with all this, and we'll just be getting a few, the ones we want to use. And here we are really trying to plant some beetroot. We are actually really struggling with it because whenever it really comes out, it is attacked. I don't know what's really attacking the beetroot. You can see over here, it's been eaten. I checked it on it maybe a few days ago. We actually had a lot that it come out, but it seems that like something is eating the beetroot. So I think we are going to try and plant it maybe with garlic or some onions and see if it really does well, because we are actually failing to get beetroot in our garden. These are tomato plants. They just came out by themselves. We didn't really plant them, and they are actually doing fine. As you can see, there are a few plants, but now I think they are actually flowering, which is good because we are now taking care of them. And there are a few tomatoes here, and there are these big ones. I think we're going to have some yield over here. And this is another tomato plant. If there are any tips you want us to know, just let us know. We are learning these things as we go, but we really hope that we are going to have a very good harvest. We'll be coming with the videos showing you our harvest, what we get from our garden. So help us learn, and if you also want to learn, you can learn with us as well. And this is another one. It just sprouted on its own, and we took it and we put it over here, and it's really thriving. It's doing so well. I think we're going to have to put maybe a stick to help it over here. Here we have some new cucumbers coming in. We just planted them 10 days ago. This is going to be our next batch. And we got this tree. We are not sure if it's a granadilla or a passion tree, a passion fruit tree. But we just planted it in a container. And we are going to see how it comes out. And we planted it next to a fence because we realized that it was trying to it grows like a vine. So it was looking for somewhere to attach to. Don't worry about that water. It's just the water that we reuse in the house and stuff. We reused again for the garden. These are pumpkins. We actually overdid it this time because last time when we tried planting them, the pumpkins didn't really come out. So we thought maybe they were just going to do the usual. So we actually planted a lot, and that's when they decided to come out. So we are going to have to trim some and remove them because there are actually too many, and we just leave a few. The pumpkins, we just planted them a bit outside the garden. And here we have some more trees in containers. We actually have a lot of trees outside that are not in containers, that are in the ground. If you want us to do a video about those trees, we can always do them. This is actually new. We are planning to see how they perform in containers. Like I said, we live in a very dry place, which is very arid. So we are thinking that maybe if we plant them in containers, there are some varieties we have been struggling with, like avocados. You see, this is an avocado tree. So we are thinking maybe if we try and plant them in containers, maybe we can be more successful. This one is a muroro tree. I'm not sure. We have to look up the English name. So those are some of the trees that were failing to thrive and do well because of the heat and the dryness of the place. So we are going to see what happens this time. Anyway, I think that's generally all I have to show you for today. Just let me know anything you want me to talk about. We'll keep showing you the progress of our garden, and we are planning on expanding it, adding some more plants and some more things inside. So join us on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Feel free to comment. That would really help us learn more and engage with you. Thank you so much for watching.